Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This is Astroport's Satazius. This is quite similar to Gradius and the Darius series. So that's Konami and Taito respectively. Now I initially recorded a video of this, and then because I was talking about Gradius, I started talking about how I was frustrated that there was no Gradius collection. But there's been a Castlevania collection and a Konami collection. Now, obviously, Konami will probably argue that they. Oh, I'm doing it again. I love Gradius, and I'm miffed that there hasn't been a proper. I don't get what that demo was all about. It just sat there doing nothing. Do I really have to? Oh, weird. I've never seen that before. But yeah, I was just. I have most of the Gradius games anyway, so I don't know what I'm. I don't know what I'm effing and jeffing about there. It would be nice to be able to do videos on the Gradius series, but I can't because like it would involve spending a load of extra money that I don't have on camera gear that I wouldn't use for anything else, and faffing about to shoot Gradius. I don't have any cameras that are suitable really to record fast-moving sprite games off of a TV right now. I've got a rubbish webcam which I use to record Space Harrier and Virtua Fighter 4, and anybody who watched those videos, I really appreciate that you did, and I apologise for the horrendous sound and video quality on both of them. Now, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. I'm a huge fan of Luke Morse, and Luke Morse is the reason that I always wanted to do this channel, and the reason that I eventually started doing it in the first place. It was a long time after I saw Luke Morse that I actually started doing it, like literally about sort of 10-15 years practically. Feels like that anyway. Feels like I've been watching Luke Morse since almost as long as I knew about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's certainly not the case. It just feels that way. Love that dude. And if you're not watching Luke Morse, go watch him, because he's awesome. But I did it again. You're not supposed to go that way. Oh well, never mind. Now hopefully, having done this once already when I was taping, I'll get this boss right. Now this, I mean, you can probably see for yourself, this is a really great old school style shooter. It comes with old school style shooter difficulty. I will forewarn the faint of heart. If you're faint of heart, you're going to be clutching at it once you've done a couple of levels of this. Let me tell you nothing. Let me tell you for nothing. Right, now what I need to do here is go all the way back to the screen, so I can avoid it doing that. It does that, and I always get killed by it normally. Yeah. Oh, you swine. Oh. This is aside from like there's one level later on. Aside from one level later on, this is the only level I consistently have trouble with because of this boss. And it's just one of those things where it's like, if you take your mind off what you're doing for a oh, I did it again. Oh, I'm gonna get killed by one of these blooming things now, aren't I? Sorry about the coughing. I don't have COVID. Well, I've had my COVID vaccine, so I probably have like little bits of COVID antibody wandering around my system at the moment. But I've just oh, you swine! Right, I'm leaving that in. This is not going well. Right, down. Avoid the laser. I have to talk myself through this. Up. Avoid the laser. Screw the stars. I've already lost all of them anyway. I'm going to get an extra life off of it. Down. Up. Down again. Up! Through the blooming holes. Hole. Hole. And speaking of the Gradius comparisons, this bit is a lot like if you played Nemesis 2 / Gradius 2 / Go for No Yabo, whatever it's called in your country on your Game Boy, on the Game Boy. This first boss really reminds me of the crazy boss chase that starts that game. I've got no lives going into this. Ooh, I want to take that this time. Right. I've got no lives going into here, so this is going to be a bit make it or break it. So, this is kind of what happens when I play a really hard game. This game is very much... It isn't... It's not full R-type rote memorization. It's more like Gradius style skill combined with memory game kind of style of gameplay, which I quite like. That's my ideal kind of shooter gameplay, the kind of thing where you can if you screw something up, you can react to it. You know, the game gives you time to do that. I don't not like R-Type. Saying I don't like R-Type is harsh, because I do like R-Type. But the R-Type game I really, really like is Leo. That is my favourite R-Type, and it's the only one that I regularly play. But because if you screw something up in R-Type, you're done for. You know, if you forget something comes through a specific area on any but the first level, you're toast. Some of the later levels of this, they do that to a certain extent. There's a really tight internal space level. Well, there's a couple of them actually, to be honest, later in the game that, you know, you do something wrong, you die, is pretty much the deal. And it took me several years to get off the specific stage I'm thinking of, but I don't. There's a kind of tricky boss rush as well at one point. Now, I know you're probably thinking, wouldn't you have been better off with the weapon that you had that you'd already upgraded a lot? And I think, in utter gospel truth, I would have been. But I'm trying to play this kind of realistically as I would play it if I was not videotaping and talking to you guys at the same time. Just because I feel like that's probably good practice anyway. But it also... Doing this shows off this cool laser gun as well, which is pretty nice. You know, it's nice to show you a bit more of the game's weapon system. But as the game progresses, you kind of need the stopping power of this gun. Oh man, I should have fired that off sooner. Right, and... Oh, that's supposed to come where you are, not... Oh, God. Dang. Oh, we've got an extra life. Right. So, if I play this level... and then call it a day, if I beat it, or if it kills me... both of which are equally possible options. But I'll play this level, or wait till I run out of lives. That'll give us a decent kind of call on the game. I'm sorry, I sucked so hard at the start. That first boss is just like the timing of those when it spins at you. Those are really tricky, and they're kind of that part of the attack pattern. It's context sensitive as to where your ship is, so it's all about where you position your ship. And how you're moving towards the boss, and it's nothing to do with like remembering exactly where the boss goes. And it's kind of misleading, well, not misleading, but kind of it misdirects you well to be like memorizing exactly the movements of the boss in that chase sequence, and then it's like, haha, I can go wherever it wants now, ah, suck it. And it's quite easy to not adjust back into your kind of like, you know, Gradius style maneuver your shit deal when you're doing that, and get gubbed, as you saw frequently. And you probably thought, I hope I'm now like redeeming myself from a gameplay point of view. I'm sure some people would be like, oh, you're rubbish at this game, which sometimes I am, to be honest. I wouldn't say this is the hardest of the Astroport games, but it's certainly one of, I find that there's a later Astroport game called Zangeki Warp that I may possibly show on the channel as well. Yeah, Zangeki Warp is hard. Oh! Well, at least I had a shield. I don't have one anymore. That'd be good. Oh man, that missed it completely. That thing can take quite a lot of hits, actually. I think that thing actually takes more hits than the boss on this stage. Now this is another bit that I must confess I do struggle with. Because that happens. And if you're not ready for it, it's a world of hurt. This is kind of like the exact kind of game that I know I frequently say, man, you know, it's hard to shoot video and play games at the same time. But really and truly, you know, all the guys who I see, who I've been watching all my life, oh man, I'm out of it. Oh, like I say, mad respect for anybody who does this, because it's crazy hard playing some of these arcade games and talking through them at the same time. But yeah, I really enjoy Satazius, and I hope, although I didn't necessarily play too well for a lot of that run through, you know, you enjoyed watching the game, and you know, it's possibly showing up a game that you might not know about to you. Thanks very much for watching. As always, I've been Vorhees Retro 81, and peace out.